Late summer always does this to me. The days are still long, but you can feel the shift. The mornings are cooler, the light a little softer, the fields around the house are being harvested, and there's this quiet reminder everywhere you look that autumn is not far away. And with that, I suddenly notice all the things I've started and not finished. It's no secret, I love beginning projects. That spark of energy, the feeling of possibility. But somewhere along the way, I lose steam, get distracted, or simply move on to the next idea. And now it's all just catching up with me. I'm walking around outside, and everywhere I look, there's something half done, something waiting. And to be honest, it's getting quite overwhelming. So I think it's time to bring out the good old, the big man list. Yesterday I sat down and wrote it all out. Every job, every little thing that needs doing before the weather turns. Because once the rain sets in, I know I won't want to be climbing ladders, painting wood, or trimming hedges. Better to face it now, one step at a time. So what actually made it onto the big man list? Well, quite a lot, to be honest. So the carport definitely needs paint. It's been I've been putting that off forever, and I need to get it done now. The wood is just going to suffer through, well, it can't suffer through another rainy season, and I'm gonna give the canopy a fresh coat of paint when I'm at it. Then there's the workshop. I started insulating it months ago, and of course I never finished. I need to get that wrapped up and build proper storage in there while I'm at it. Right now it's more of a dumping ground than a workshop. Well, then there's the hedges. Well, they're gotten completely out of control. One of them is so ugly, I think the only solution is to rip it out and start over. And then there are small but annoying jobs, cleaning the windows, fixing the little leak by the terrace roof, putting on a few outdoor lamps, things that don't sound like much, but together they all add up. So yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it's a lot. And the longer I ignore it, the bigger it feels. That's why I need that list to get it out of my head and onto the big man list. Then it's just one task at a time. Check, check, check. So that's the plan. I think if I start now, I can finish within a couple of weeks. That's the plan anyway. Let's see how far we get. Just 3 more. Okay, that's enough. I think that's it. Good news is I'm done. The entire cupboard is now painted black. The bad news is that it needs one more coat all over, but that's another day. That was a workout. I don't know if that was a good idea, but I only... Ugh, I don't know if you can see. It's bubbling right here. Well, that's what you get from gardening work. Autumn gardening work, I guess. Well, one more job ticked off the good old, the big man list. There we go. Easy peasy. Good working height. Looks nice. Plenty of space. Yeah, done. I think this little storage area is next on the big man list of to-dos for today. Yeah, I'm gonna clean it out and then build a little bit of storage for all my scrap woods that are too good to throw out. So I'm gonna save them and then deal with all this mess. Another one to tick off the big man list. That was the hardest one so far. It feels good though. This hedge behind me was cut down before I moved in, and I totally understand why the previous owner did it, because you want the view of the fields and the lake in the back. when you're sitting inside in the office. So, but it's just ugly. The old hedge is ugly. It's just dead, a dead hedge. So I think I'm gonna remove it, cut it way down to the ground, and then plant something new. A new hedge that I can shape. So it's not too high. So I still have the view, but something more beautiful than dead sticks. This is hard work. So I'll say job half done now, and I'm going to continue another day. I need to load up and take all these dead branches away. Now we just have to figure out what to put here instead. So if you have any suggestions, leave them in a comment below.